Hey everyone! First thing I want to do is thank everybody who watched the Mandalorian theme with words, my last video. I got a lot of views on that for me. And a lot of positive feedback, some new followers. So let's just keep the ball rolling here since people are kind of possibly tuning in. It would be great. I got this idea. Today is the debut of a brand new segment entitled I'm Not Sure Yet. No, not entitled I'm Not Sure Yet. I don't know. Maybe you can help me out with that. I'm hoping that maybe some good suggestions could be in the comment section for what they think this segment would be. So I'll give you the setup. What we're going to do is four different takes of a segment of a movie. And it's going to be, since the Snyder Cut is coming out and it's all in the news and everybody definitely has their own opinion on it, we're going to go back to another movie that everybody has their opinion on, mostly negative, but we're going to hopefully show why it might have not gotten a fair shake, and that is Batman versus Superman. Not only are we delving into a divisive movie, we're delving into the divisive moment of the movie. Yes, the Martha moment. I think a lot of people checked out at that point, but this is why I'm hoping we can explain exactly what the intent was, with some positive reviews from my friends and also with negative. And it's interesting because everybody's coming from a different place. I was kind of happy that nobody really stepped over without even watching the other person's videos. There wasn't a lot of repeat. Everybody had their own approach, and I think you're going to enjoy it. So what I did is I picked the 2:09 to 2:13, 2 hours and 9 minutes to 2 hours and 13 minutes of the Ultimate Edition of Batman versus Superman. We're all going to sit individually, watch it, and do a little bit of an audio commentary. So, and I'm hoping to get your guys' input as well, because this is going to be kind of like a to be continued type thing, because we're going to come back at the next episode where somebody else picks a segment and have a little bit of a time for a rebuttal for each person. They can comment on something the other person said, or comment on something that you guys say in down below. So please participate and please be nice. We're poking the bear right now with the Snyder fans. We know how you are. You guys are passionate and we love it. But let's all try to be somewhat on the same side and appreciate one another's opinions, whether we agree with them or not. So I'm going to go first since this was my pick. And here's my take, and I'll be back to introduce the other co-hosts in a minute. So it pains me here to start this right here because we just got out of this epic 10-minute long battle between these two titans that had some amazing spots, and now we're stopping just in time to watch this. Oh God, that doesn't feel good. To watch this moment, which is not the greatest. It is not this movie at its best. Just look at this right here. His suit is like not red and blue. It is like navy and crimson. It's just the color palette's insanely dark. Some people love it, some people don't. That scene right there is so cool. So I noticed, you wouldn't see anything like this in a Marvel movie, that's for sure. And it's funny because at the same time that this movie came out, there was the other Battle of the Titans in the Marvel Universe, the Civil War. So it was Batman versus Superman on one side and Captain America versus Iron Man on the other. And that movie did very well, and this one, not so much. But my point is, what movie are we talking about today? There's podcasts about this one. Everybody with Civil War was like, all right, that was great. Now let's move on to the Avengers Endgame. Let's see what's next. And they don't really go back to it. This one, good or bad, people are still talking about this years later. All right, we're coming up on the moment here that I want to highlight as to exactly why this scene is misunderstood and how it's misunderstood and how I understand that it's misunderstood. comes down to this line right here that Batman says to Superman. You're not even a man, never even a man. I'll come back to that. There's a deleted scene where he actually pours lemon juice into that cut. This cracks me up too here. Bruce like looks at a cameraman to his left for a minute, like gets distracted. What? Oh, never mind. Back to the show. All right, right here. I like Henry Cavill, but that scene right there, there's a time when the director should say, okay, let's give that another take. This time with less feeling, you know. It just does not translate. It takes people out of the movie because it's just not a great performance. Love that shot, by the way. The pearls necklace in the gun. Haven't seen that before. I've seen this origin a zillion times, never seen anything like that. It's why they're spread everywhere. So anyways, the point is what he said is, you're not a man. This is not a moment of, oh, your mom's name is Martha? My mom's name is Martha. Let's be super friends. No. Batman here realizes that that name snaps him out of his rage that he was in. He realizes that this is a man just like him. A man with a mother who is alive and savable at that. And right here he realizes his crusade has been the wrong one. And this man is on his side too. And the name Martha, since it's his mother's name, startled him, snapped him out of it. Good acting here on Ben Affleck's part. That's it. All right, next up from Sacramento, California, Raheem Jones. You're going to find out really quick that he's not the biggest DCEU, Snyder, Batman vs. Superman fan. So hopefully you all can take it. But actually the sad thing is he probably shares the opinion of the majority of the people. All right, take it away, Raheem.
Welcome to Ed and Eddie Movie Review. My name is Raheem. Your host is Jared Ray, and then we also have David Avery. All three of us have strong opinions about this movie. I'm probably the negative guy, Mr. Darkseid in this movie. I did not like it. Didn't like it at all. I thought it was very terribly made. There was a lot of plot holes. There was a lot of dumb lines, especially the one that Jared Ray picked out. He wants us to talk about it, and we're going to talk about it, so I'm going ahead and get right into it. Press play. So, I'm going to say this, though, okay? Superman has super intelligence, okay? As a superhero, he has super intelligence. There's no way he shouldn't have been in this situation in the first place. So, I'm just gonna put that out there. Boom. Yes, I bet that hurt. So we're getting closer to this part. Batman is hell-bent on killing this guy. Just, why? Why is he so mad out of everybody that he didn't face? The Joker, plethora of times who killed millions, thousands of people during this time, or other villains that killed people. Yet you choose. You choose to pick Superman, who saved people,
You're here for a reason.
to kill.
My parents taught me a different lesson.
So yeah.
Dying in the gutter for no reason at all.
He said, my parents taught me a different lesson. My first thought when he said that was, dying in the alley? Very powerful suit that he can make. Awesome, very powerful suit. Why doesn't he have that suit or suits like that when he fought other stronger villains? Somehow was able to win. I don't know. There we go. Bring that bad boy out. Now, this is so convenient. What's coming to you live right now is going to be so convenient, it's ridiculous. There she go. They're going to save her. This is the real MVP of the movie right here. Is Lois. That's the real MVP. Because somehow she miraculously found Superman and Batman. They found exactly where they were at fighting. Okay? She found them. She's rushing to them right now. This is Superman's end. Roll over, baby. This is Superman's end. Nope. He never claimed to be. Also, another note. As closely as Batman has been watching Superman throughout this time and plotting and planning, he didn't see that he was actually saving people. Like, he didn't see that he was taking out other bad guys. I don't understand that. I don't understand that concept. Anyways, play.
Kill Martha.
Say it.
What does that mean?
What is it? What does it mean?
Why did you say that name?
Why did you say that name?
Find him. Save Martha.
Oh, there we go. So for those who don't know who Martha was, here you go. They're gonna let you know who Martha was, so they can help connect the dots. This part is genius. It's coming right now. So in case you didn't get it by now, if you still do not understand that Batman's mom name is Martha, watch this. Listen for it. Martha. Yes! Woo, that's so dumb. Why did you say that name?
Stop!
No, there you go.
It's his mother's name. It's his mother's name.
Because Superman couldn't say it. Superman couldn't say, it's my mom's name. Where's my mother's name? All this planning. Okay? You planned this for a long time. You trained for it. You built machines for it. And one name stopped you from following through.
We're not getting any answers. We're still right outside the containment center. A dangerous situation. Military and police.
That's it. So that was the little snippet that Jared wanted us to choose to talk about and discuss. I have a piece in this film that is even more gross. Just, oh my God. It just makes you go like this. So I have a part in this, and then Jared, David Avery will have a little segment as well that we're all going to choose and pick, and we're going to talk about and discuss. To me, 2 thumbs down for this movie. I did like, though, part of the opening of this movie, after the whole weird getting lifted up because with bats, and he became Batman, whatever. But it was a scene to where the sequence to where they carried on from I can't think of the name. Well, anyway, that Superman movie, and it kind of carried on from that point on Batman's perspective on what happened in that scene. That, to me, that was awesome. That was pure genius. And honestly, if this was like a Batman film, it was like if they didn't have this dumb part in it, it would have been a decent movie. It would have been a pretty good, decent Batman film. But I think everybody has been kind of fed up with all these Batman films because it's like, y'all don't have any other characters? Y'all really don't have any other characters? I mean, come on, DC. Come on. I do like DC, and I do like Marvel. I like them both. DC cannot, for some reason, bring a decent film when it comes to live action to fruition. It's just they fail every single time. They miss the mark every single time. And I think the problem is they're trying to keep up with Marvel. But like, no, just do your own thing. Take your time. Build the fans up, and we're gonna naturally come. Anyways, that's my take. Raheem.
I love it, Raheem. That was funny stuff. I was laughing along with you when there was the Save Martha moment, because I'm sorry, it comes across as comical. The reason I'm looking off screen right now is because I'm actually looking at my computer screen, which has Raheem on it. So it's like I'm talking to you, buddy. I just watched your thing. Good job. Nice energy. I appreciate it. All right. Next up. Look forward to hearing your pick, by the way. Next up, we have the owner of Manifesto Coffee. This is kind of a late edition, and I'm glad I added him because he brings in a lot to the table when it comes to cinematography and camera angles, and he'll explain it to you. Did I say he owns Manifesto Coffee in Tacoma? I may have not. My little plug for you, bud. All right. Izzy, take it away, man.
Okay, hey, what's up? My name's Izzy. I'm an old friend of Jared's, and he asked me to kind of weigh in on a podcast he's doing with David and Raheem. Hey, guys. So Jared and I go way back. We both like, pretty much everything dorky and media. I like to take things really seriously, though. I'm almost like no fun, but it causes me to, butt heads or have like hot takes a lot. So, and I like to watch films or read comics or play video games without any kind of outside input. I like to insulate myself so I can have a pretty clean idea of what my opinion is. Try to be as unbiased and fair as possible, right? So, I also like to make my case, though, and so does Jared. So we have that in common, and it's been pretty fun. So for this podcast, he asked me to weigh in on the Martha scene for Batman vs. Superman. Okay, a little backstory on that. I watched this movie alone, just like I said I like to do. Had no idea what people thought of it, and I thought it was pretty much 10 out of 10. I thought it was possibly one of the best superhero films ever made. And I only watched the extended edition, so I didn't get to be exposed to the theatrical cut or anything like that. And I thought it was magnificent. And evidently that was a hot take. I guess a lot of people didn't like it at the time. I guess it's aged a little better now. I guess people are coming around on it, but that's cool. I thought it was astounding from the get-go. I like Zack Snyder a lot. I like that he takes himself seriously. I don't like a lot of goofy stuff, because when I read comics, they didn't seem goofy to me, so I thought that comic films should take themselves as seriously as comics did. So I thought that was great. But we're going to watch this Martha scene, and I didn't know this was, a divisive scene. I just thought it was Batman realizing that Superman had the same name as his mom, I guess. I don't know. It didn't strike me as weird at the time. So I guess this is us kind of breaking it down. I haven't talked to the other guys at all, really, about what their take is on this. So sorry if we get in an imaginary fight about this, but I'm going to rewatch it. We're going to watch the scene, and then I'm going to kind of maybe pause and talk about stuff as we go, and kind of get and I'll see how it aged. I'll see if it actually has a different effect on me now that I know everyone hates it. I hate that, though. I don't like being affected by outside things. I like to only be affected by the film itself. What it's trying to do, how well did it do it, right? Okay, so anyways, let's get going. What a monster. Just picks him right up. That angle behind it, too, was cool. That camera shot. The music. That was cool. Oh, get wrecked. Look at that shot, that angle. Man, it's just... Yeah, Snyder's just a boss. Look at that, he's centered. That's usually a no-no, but it looks so good right there to frame. See, this is rule of thirds. Boom, boom, right? That's perfect. The top-down gives Batman the power here, right? In this scene. The fact that he's elevated above, Superman's like, oh, like, it's good. It's good camera work. Camera suit pushes as he pulls him. It's nice. Okay, let's pause there. I don't know if Batman normally presumes things about people he's never met. That seems odd to me as a detective. Seems to be not in keeping with who Batman is, to make assumptions. But let's keep going.
My parents taught me a different lesson. Dying in the gutter for no reason at all.
Okay, so here Batman's feeling sorry for himself, right? Okay, and that's also like, I mean, he is the poster boy for emo superheroes, right? We get it, right? Okay, he carries that torch literally for the entirety of his existence. Okay, I think this is important though. This is you know, you could see it as a weakness in Batman, but if you pay attention to the narrative of the entire movie leading up to this, he's despairing, right? He's kind of all but given up. This is why he's turned that corner into serial killer Batman. He's literally fed up at this point. So when people hit bottom, they tend to be more emotional and more kind of snide and petty. And that's something we don't often see in Batman, and it's kind of interesting that Snyder was okay with it, because I feel like maybe a lot of Batman fans are like, oh god, he's just acting like, you know, he's just being, you know, sensitive and petty and just, you know, kind of emotional. And I don't know, it's you know, he's usually kind of stoic, even though he's sort of dark. Like, I don't know, I like that. I like that second line. I didn't like the first line, I don't like the assumption, but I like that he's kind of bringing his parents into a petty way because he's completely at bottom, and he finally gets to take it out on Superman with impunity because he's removed his ability to fight back. Pretty gross. Look at that. Oh, and see that exertion? This validates the workout scene earlier. When he's rolling the tires and just like flexing. Everyone's like, that's so gratuitous. It's not. He has to prepare himself to fight someone that huge, even if he doesn't have powers. Cool. Continuity. Nice. And see, that he didn't have to do that. That's a petty act. He already had him down, right? Batman needs to feel empowered here. He's desperate to do it. People with bullies will do that. Batman's become a bully at this point. Oh my gosh, it's so cool.
They told me the world only makes sense if you force it to.
That's what bullies do. It's gross. They force their view on the rest of the world. It's good writing. This movie's great. Look at that shot. The slow pan left. Rule of birds building all that. Oh gosh, every tiny shot in this film is just slaved over. I don't remember what brings her there. I'm sure there's something. Look at him gloat. Only bullies gloat. This is Batman at his worst. More even than man. Okay. So that matters to him, right? That's the whole thing. Like, I'm afraid of you because I can't control you. Right? Oh man, that's such a bully sentiment. That's so yucky. And like, Batman's embodying it at this point. And this is, I mean, if I remember right, this is like as close as Batman's ever going to get to actually full on murdering another living thing. Right? Even though he's there to do good. That's interesting. The Superman decides to use blame to get his attention, not just Martha. You're letting them do this. The Caped Crusader. You're letting them kill an innocent woman. You're wasting time with me here. What is this?
Find him. Save Martha.
Wow, that's interesting too. So he's like, go ahead and kill me. Like, go ahead, but you gotta save my mom, dude. Like, I know that you're actually a hero that's just hitting bottom. Oh, man, I feel like this seems fine. I feel like it's fine. Flashback is nice. Look at that shot. That's so cool. Were we supposed to stop 2:13? Jared said. We got okay, we got a minute. Oh yeah, the guns and the pearl. Stop. I don't want to get into how good this is. The whole intro. Oh my gosh. Okay. And I like that Zach decided to go slow motion on the close-ups of Batman right there, just to really sell it that he's just like, it's taking everything he's got to stop himself from killing this alien once and for all, right?
Why did you say like that? Martha, why did you say
shaky cam right there. She's, you know, the powerless one. She's not the hero. Everything else is solid. So, oh, okay, we're almost done here. Gotta hand it to Affleck. Okay, so her showing up to say it's his mother is really interesting. I feel like if I was going to change, if I have a criticism of this scene at all, if I do have one, because I didn't when I watched it, I didn't feel it. I was just like, whoa, yeah, okay, their moms are the same age. Wow, and I didn't think I knew that about the comics, but anyways, if I could change anything about this scene, it would be that he stepped on his chest instead of his throat, so his voice didn't sound funny. That's it. Everything else is great. So if he stepped on his chest and he's struggling and telling him, like, they're going to kill Martha, dude, I'm like, and then you don't even need to have her show up to explain things. He can actually just say it in his weakened state. You know, he could even go a little farther and have the spear start to pierce the S or something really cinematic, you know? They could have done that instead of the face thing. But I like that scene. I think it's fine. And more importantly, what comes after that is serial killer Batman tearing an entire building apart to help Clark save his mom. I mean, we don't get to have that scene really in a land where they don't have the Martha scene. So, I mean, stick that in your pipe and smoke it, I guess. But yeah, I would like to break down some more stuff about this movie with these guys at some point, because I mean, it's there's just so much to dig into. I mean, it's 3 hours, right? The lighting, right? The fact that he uses pastels but high contrast. I mean, I could go on and on. One of the best intros in all of film. Scoot McNairy, low-key best actor of our time. It's just on and on and on and on, right? Like every scene is packed with some sort of like just impressive detail. I love Zack Snyder. I love this movie. I think that scene's fine. I think if I would change anything, it would be that he didn't step on his throat so his voice didn't sound a little froggy. But that would be it. So anyways, thanks for having me on the podcast, guys. Hopefully we can do this again. See ya.
Nice job. You know, it's funny. I didn't, when I saw that whole Martha moment too, my thought was, how have I been reading comics for 30 years, never noticed that Martha was both their names, both Superman and Batman's mom's name. I was wondering if like Martha was just the common housewife name back in the late 30s. It was like the Karen of the late 30s. Like they would have had memes about Martha. Well, they have memes about Martha now, sadly. But yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you for coming on. So we're coming up to our last one here. Right before I go into it, I want to one more time say comment down below. And next week, this is to be continued. So we're going to talk a little bit, wrap things up about the Martha moment before we go into the next one. And we will comment on your comments if you have something to say down below. So please do that. Thank you for watching. Next up, David Avery. David actually is privy to some information that we're not, because he has actually hung out with Mr. Zack Snyder. And he's a huge fan. And I think that it's a good way to end this segment on him, because he shows the exasperation that people who love this film have when it's misinterpreted. And he's got a nice little plug at the end that I like. So it's a great way to wrap it up. All right, David, thanks for sending in your submission. And I will see you all later. And David will play you out.
It makes sense, man. I mean, this is a broken Batman. I mean, he's been Batman for 20 years. He lost Robin. He lost his parents. I mean, this dude is filled with rage, man. And he's taking it out on Superman. savage. He made him bleed.
What does that mean? Why did you say that name? Find him. Save Martha.
He's getting PTSD. This is where we see his PTSD kicking in. The people who made this freaking movie said that. This whole moment was a trigger for him. I mean, he saw himself, part of it, he saw himself becoming Joe Chill in that moment.
Why did you say that name? Why did you say that name?
Please, stop!
Why did you say that name?
It's his mother's name. It's his mother's name.
I don't know what to tell you. I feel like this isn't that complicated. Either you get it or you don't. Either you get it or you don't. If you thought that fight ended because both their parents' names were Martha, then you didn't get it. I don't know what to tell you. You didn't get it. They did not stop fighting. They stopped fighting because in that moment, he realized he was becoming Joe Chill, and he also realized in that moment he saw Clark as a person, that he had a mother. This guy had someone important to him in his life, just like he did. It kills me when people say this fight ended because both their names were Martha. If you thought they stopped fighting each other because both their names were Martha, you didn't get it. I don't know what to tell you. You didn't get it. Stream Zack Snyder's Justice League March 18th on HBO Max.